Hello everyone and welcome to Chetan Bharat Learning. Welcome to your this week's class of Current Affairs of Science and Technology. So let's have a look at the various issues that we'll be covering today. We'll be discussing about the following topics. The first one is Karnataka seeks center's help to develop bulk drug park. So regarding this news, we'll try and understand what is a bulk drug and why do we need bulk drug parks. Then we'll talk about the launch failure of ISRO's satellite. So basically, though it was a launch failure, but we had already talked about EOS-03. That is an Earth observation satellite which was supposed to be launched aboard GSLV F-10 rocket. So we'll talk about what is GSLV and what is this EOS-03. Then we'll move on to the next news, which says NASA begins preparation to launch its Lucy mission. So we'll discuss Lucy mission in detail, which is set to be launched in October. In the last, we'll talk about the allowance by the Indian government to import genetically modified soya bean. So for the very first time, Indian government has allowed the import of genetically modified soya bean seeds. So let's begin with the very first news, that is about Karnataka is seeking help to develop its bulk drug park. So the large and medium industry minister Nirani has sought the center's help to develop a bulk drug park in the Yadgir district of Karnataka. So Yadgir district में ये park बनाने की लिए help मांगी गई है from the center. So let's understand what is bulk drug. So if I talk about bulk drug basically means the APIs. That is an active pharmaceutical ingredient. That means it is such an ingredient which is required to form the main medicines. So it is an active ingredient. And the other terms associated with the bulk drugs or the APIs are DIs, and then there is KSMs. DI stands for drug intermediates and KSM stands for the key starting material. So basically, bulk drug or API is a key ingredient of a drug or a medicine which lends it the proper pharmacological or a therapeutic effect. For example, if I talk about paracetamol, paracetamol is an API because it is used as an analgesic in a number of medicines. We can have tablets, syrups, along with the other chemicals. This paracetamol is used as a bulk drug. So for the formation of bulk drugs, there are a number of reactions carried out. And in these step of reactions, we obtained the drug intermediates or the DIs. So what is KSM then? KSM is a key starting material which leads to the formation of these APIs. Now, why do we require the bulk drug parks? So basically, India is a major exporter of the finished products of the basic medicines or the drugs. But as far as these APIs are concerned, we need them from other countries such as Russia and mainly China. So what we want now is that we should not depend upon other countries such as China to import or to get these APIs. And if there is some problem, as we know in the COVID era also, there was a problem in obtaining these APIs. So what government seeks is we should have our own bulk drug parks so as we are not dependent upon the other countries to obtain these APIs, and which can be used in the manufacture of a number of other medicines as well. So this has been done to have a more reliant pharmaceutical sector, pharmaceutical company sector, to make our pharmacies, our pharmaceutical sector more self-reliant so as to have our own APIs generated back at home only and not depending upon other countries to obtain them. So this bulk drug park scheme was inaugurated by government, was given by government, under which some major key points are there. So let's have a look at the major key points of these bulk drug park scheme. So basically the scheme will support 3 selected parks in the country. which will be in Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Himachal Pradesh. So now Karnataka is seeking the help and government is going to grant in aid to these 3 selected parks. This grant in aid would be 70% of the cost of common facilities, and for Himachal Pradesh or other hilly areas it will be 90%. So grant in aid would be 70% for the cost, 70% the cost of the common facilities. The center will provide 1000 crore rupees per park, and a state can only propose one site which is competent enough to hold such a big bulk drug park. So remember, a bulk drug park is of use because we do not want to import APIs from other countries. And the 3 states right now are into consideration are Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Himachal Pradesh. So Karnataka now is seeking center's help. This 1000 crore rupee per park which is to be allotted by the government. Now Karnataka seeks to have that to develop its own bulk drug park in Yadgir district of Karnataka. Let's move on to the next news, which talks about the ISRO satellite launch fails due to a technical glitch. We had already talked about EOS-03, that is Earth Observation Satellite 03, which was supposed to be launched on board GSLV F-10 rocket. But because of a technical anomaly, in the 3rd stage, that is the cryogenic stage, the ignition of the propellants could not take place. So the launch somehow failed. So let's understand what is GSLV and what is this cryogenic engine. If I talk about GSLV rocket, which stands for Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle, as the name suggests, it launches the satellites into the geosynchronous orbit. Here we are talking about GSLV Mark II, which is the largest launch vehicle built by India. So basically this GSLV uses a 3-stage propellant system. In the first stage, it uses a solid propellants or the solid fuel. In the second stage, it uses liquid propellants. The third and the final stage requires the ignition of the fuels, namely liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen, which are at very low temperatures, minus 183 degrees Celsius for liquid oxygen and minus 253 degrees Celsius for liquid hydrogen. So basically this is this GSLV is provided with an indigenously developed cryogenic engine, which increases the efficiency and provides much more thrust. So due to some technical anomaly, this ignition could not take place. If we talk about this particular news, so EOS-03 GISAT-1 could not be launched on GSLV F-10 rocket. Remember, GSLV is a 3-stage rocket, uses a 3-stage rocket propellant system where the 3rd stage is cryogenic. Cryogenic means at a very lower temperature. As I told, liquid oxygen at minus 183 degrees Celsius and liquid hydrogen at minus 253 degrees Celsius. So let's move on to the next news, which talks about the Lucy mission. NASA begins preparations to launch its Lucy mission in October. So let's study what is this Lucy mission. So Lucy mission is a part of NASA's discovery program, where it wants to study the Trojan asteroids. So for the very first time, NASA through its Lucy mission wants to study the Trojan asteroids which share their orbit with Jupiter, planet Jupiter. And they are these asteroids are regarded as the leftover of our solar system. So by studying these asteroids, we'll get a better insight into how our Earth evolved and how the solar system came into existence. So coming back to the Lucy mission, this Lucy spacecraft took 7 years in the making, and it would be launched on 16th of October. Its launch period would be a 23-day long period. This Lucy spacecraft is 14 meters long, fitted with solar panels to provide it better thrust. So again, discussing this Lucy mission in a bit detail, this is the 13th mission in NASA's Discovery program, which began in 1992. So Lucy mission has been named after an important hominid or ape fossil found in 1974 in Ethiopia. So it is a massive spacecraft which would be studying the Trojan asteroids located in the same orbit as Jupiter between the Lagrange points L4 and L5, which are the most stable points for any spacecraft to hover over. So L4 and L5, the main Lagrange points, the stability points. These Trojan asteroids are found in this very belt of orbit of Jupiter, and Lucy mission is there to study these Trojan asteroids. If I talk about another mission, that is Psyche mission, it is another asteroid mission on which NASA is currently working upon. So this Psyche mission is to study the asteroid 16 Psyche, which is a giant and a metal-rich asteroid. So remember Lucy mission, which is set to be launched on 16th of October, and then there would be Psyche mission to study 16 Psyche, on which NASA is still working. So I hope you understood what are asteroids and why do we want to study these asteroids. Moving on to the next news, which talks about the import of crushed genetically modified soya bean allowed. Earlier, the Indian government did not allow the import of soya bean seeds. Only the import of genetically modified canola oil and soya bean oil was allowed, but now government has granted the permission to import the genetically modified soya bean, which is an important part of our poultry feed. So basically this particular step has been taken by the government to help the poultry industry. Owing to the COVID-19 pandemic and the scare of avian flu, there was a great burden on the poultry industry. Also, the price of this feed, of this soya bean feed or protein rich feed, had already gone up. So Indian government has now allowed the import of genetically modified soya bean seeds. So now let's understand what are genetically modified crops. So genetically modified crops is actually a transgenic crop that has been made by the combination of genes or genetic material using biotechnology. That means we are inserting those genes which are not naturally present in a plant or a crop. So these genes are inserted artificially through biotechnology so as to get the desired characteristics which are not present in the plant and cannot be obtained through pollination or the natural methods of reproduction in a plant. So this is basically a transgenic crop. All of us have heard about BT cotton. It is again a transgenic crop which has the gene to fight, which is resistant against which makes the crop resistant against the pink bollworm that severely affects the cotton crop. So here we are talking about the genetically modified soya bean. If I come back to the approval, so who grants the approval for the genetically modified crops to be cultivated and to be imported? So here an important committee, you must remember the name, GEAC, that is a Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee, is the apex body that looks into the release of these GM crops. If anyone is found using these unapproved GM crops or GM variants, there can be a jail term for 5 years along with a fine of ₹1 lakh under Environment Protection Act 1986. FSSAI looks after and regulates the imported crops in India. So it also looks into the import of the genetically modified crops in India. So remember BT cotton, which was granted approval in 2002. Now Indian government has granted approval for import of the genetically modified soya bean seeds. So that's all for this week's Current Affairs of Science and Technology. I'll see you next week. Until then, bye.